Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get this very subtle wet lash look. I know this trend has been going around for a while, so I wanted to show you guys how simple and easy it is to do this look. And for today's products, I'm going to be using the LBLA, the Long Gold Isolation Tweezer, and I'm also going to be using the London Lash 31 Curved Tweezer for inner corner isolation, and to make my spikes, the LPNY London Lash Curved Tweezer, the Stage 5 Clinger from Dollhouse. It's a 0.5 to 1 second glue. And I'm also going to be using the Glue Bestie from Imagic. It's an adhesive accelerator, but I'm going to use it to pretty much make my lashes look wet. I'm also going to be using the London Lash Primer and the VEYES Super Bonder to pretty much seal everything together. And for the lashes, pretty much the star of the show, I'm going to be using the VEYES Silk Black Lashes. Love these, hands down, so beautiful. And you already know I'm using the Xoxo eye pads and the London Lash Gentle Cleanser. Okay guys, so I quickly wanted to jump on here and show you guys how it is that I pretty much style my lashes in order for them to get that wet lash look. There are two different ways that you could go about this. You know, it's very simple. So I like to use these flower cups. You could get them in glue rings if you prefer glue rings, but I prefer the flower cups. So I pretty much just like to stick them on my lash towel. So I do use just regular glue dots, and I stick about 2 of them. That way the glue ring holds on there pretty good. So I do like to use the 0.03 lashes. They are a lot lighter, and I feel like I'm able to work with them a little bit better. So I feel like this one's crooked. It's kind of bothering me. You definitely don't want to be using classic lashes for this look. Yes, wet lashes are supposed to kind of mimic the look of a classic lash, just fuller, more like you get out of the shower or you wet your lashes. They have that look that it's like, you know, the lashes are clumped together. So pretty much we're gonna make fans that look clumped up. Okay, so pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some lashes, and I'm gonna be using the London Lash LPNY in the titanium black curved tweezer. I feel like these just work better for me, especially when it comes to mega volume lashes, just because it does have a better grip, and because the lashes are a lot thinner, you want to make sure that you're using tweezers that will have an amazing grip. So let me just show you guys real quick what it is that I'm trying to do. So for the wet lash look, you're gonna want to grab about a couple of lashes. You could go as thick as you want or as light as you want. I'm going for a very light look, so I'm gonna grab about that much lashes, and as you can tell, they're already very well put together, but you can also make them look a little more spiky or more like a classic lash. So I'm gonna dip the base without fanning or doing nothing to them. I'm pretty much just gonna stick the base and then just slide it through one of the little inserts here. And this is also a way of how I do my spikes. It's as simple as that. Pull lashes off and then slide them through the thing. And then now what you want to do is you'll want to turn your tweezer and pretty much pinch the lash. So this is pretty much an extra step. I feel like this step alone is doing a little too much, but what that's going to do is going to ensure that the tips are pretty much together. So that's one way of doing it. And the way that I'm actually going to do it this time is I'm going to be using the Imagic, the Glue Bestie adhesive accelerator. So this is pretty much like a booster. If you put it on the strip of the lashes or even throughout the lash line, normally I like to put it just on the bases of my lashes, but this time I'm going to run it throughout the whole lash, and it's pretty much going to give you that already wet look. So let me show you guys real quick what I mean by that. Okay, so that light that you see right there, that's pretty much the light from my ring light, so let's just bear with it. Okay, so I'm pretty much just gonna grab a tiny micro swab, and I'm pretty much just gonna run this through the entire lash line. So I'm pretty much just gonna take this along the lash line, and as you can see, the lashes are starting to get wet. So now I'm just gonna bring this up. I'm gonna bring it up, and pretty much wet all the lashes. And at the same time, I'm kind of like, oh no, don't do this, just because these lashes, these VI lashes, they're so beautiful, they're so fluffy. So the fact that I'm doing this is kind of cringy for me, if I'm being honest. But this thing alone will pretty much give you that wet lash look. So I'll show you guys right now why it is that I'm doing this. So you pretty much just want to go ahead, run it through, make them look nice and wet. And then now I'm going to grab my tweezer again. Okay, and you guys can see that the lashes already look spiky and wet at the top. So that is perfect for us, because pretty much where you'll just go in and pull it right where you see each little indentation. So pretty much it's already like an opening for you where you could just go in and pull them out. I'm trying to see if I can show you guys. So as you can see, pretty much put together. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna take that lash and just slide it through. And boom, it gives you that wet lash look. As simple as that. So let me show you guys again. So I'm just gonna grab a couple. And as you can tell, the tips are already put together. So now I'm just gonna slide it through the ring. And it's gonna pretty much make it into one single lash. So this is the overall look that you want to go for, and this is pretty much what you're gonna do. So pretty much what you're doing is dipping it in the glue, sliding it through here, you're crystallizing it. So this pretty much is gonna harden and it's gonna keep its shape. That way when you go and put it on the actual lash, you're gonna dip in the glue just a little bit and then plop it on the natural lash. So this is gonna ensure that this stays closed. As you can tell, it opened up a little bit because I'm with my tweezers and they spread them open. But the whole overall look is you want to make sure that they have that classic lash look. And I'm grabbing about 10 lashes per each. So I don't want to be doing nothing bigger than that. I feel like the thicker or the more lashes you grab, the thicker it looks and the more fake and dramatic it is. So if you are going for a more softer lash, then you could grab less lashes. I would say no more than this. I know a lot of people tend to grab a lot more. I guess it just depends on the look that you're going for, but me personally, I'm trying to stick to something more on the natural side. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and start wetting all the lashes. Okay, I quickly wanted to say I am sorry for all the blurry video. I did not realize that it was recording this way, but I ended up keeping the video just because I wanted to show you guys what exactly I was doing. And then also the lash tile that I'm using, it's like a magnetic lash tile. It is not dirty, it just has glue that will not come off, so don't mind that either. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the video. So you already know I'm gonna clean my clients' lashes no matter what. Sometimes they say that their lashes are clean, and then, you know, with the oils and build up and, you know, dirt and debris that gets stuck on our eyes and our lashes throughout the day, you need to make sure that you are washing your clients' lashes. And I say this in all my videos, so I'm gonna say it in this one too. But here I'm just using the London Lash foam cleanser, and it is very gentle on the eyes, and I love it because it's very foamy, to the point that you need to like really make sure that you get in there with water, because it does tend to leave some residue behind because it's very foamy. So then I'm gonna pretty much fan her out, and then I'm gonna be putting on the iPads. So I am using the Xoxo's iPads. I am gonna have my Amazon storefront link down below for you guys, so you guys can go check these out. And then I'm using my NextCare blue sensitive tape. I cannot do nothing else. This to me is the one thing that works for me when it comes to iPads. They just stay in place, they do not move. If your clients do have sensitivity to iPads, then I recommend to just use tape or use foam tape that is, or does not have any type of gel. But for clients that normally don't have any sensitivities, then this is the way that I will tape them down. When you do this, make sure that your iPads are not bothering them. Make sure that it's comfortable and not poking them in their eye, because sometimes they'll close it and the iPads will shift a little. So make sure to ask them if it's comfortable, if it's bothering them anyway. And now I'm going to be placing tissue on her forehead. I do this just because I don't like the skin to skin contact. Sometimes, you know, when you're working, you start to sweat, your palms get sweaty, especially as a beginner. If you're nervous, this trick alone will pretty much prevent you from getting that on your client's forehead. And sometimes your clients have makeup, so the tissue will just prevent from any of that smearing all over your hands. So now I'm just priming using the London Lash primer. And I do get a lot of questions if it's okay to mix brands and products. Yes, it is 100% safe to be mixing products the way that I do. I have never had any sensitivities to clients when I do stuff like this. I know it's a little weird because you're mixing different brands and you don't know if they're going to work well together, but I've never had any issues doing this. Okay, so when it comes to the styling of this map, I'm going to be doing a kitten lash map. I didn't want to do nothing crazy with no flick at the end. So as you can tell here, I was doing a cat eye, but then I decided to do something a little more subtle. So I am starting off with 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then bringing it back down to the last little bit of hairs at the end to 12 and 11. So 13 is going to be focused way on the outer corner, but not completely, if that makes sense. So now I'm using tape to pretty much tape up her eyelids. That way her lashes are not directly on the iPad. She did have very straight lashes, so I just wanted to lift them up a little bit. That way my lashes do not get stuck to the actual iPad. So if you do struggle with that, try this tape method and see if that works for you. Okay, so the whole concept of wet lashes is pretty much you're going to be placing these volume fan or spikes like if they were classic lashes. That is as simple as it gets. There's nothing complicated about it. I know it looks difficult, but trust me, if you're wetting the lashes the way that I showed you, and if you are picking them up as if they were classic lashes, no more than 10. I mean, you could make them a little bit bigger, but it is going to look a little thicker. The fact that I'm already placing or doing 10 lashes per each fan or spike, they do look a little clumpy if you were to look at them, but it's only because my camera catches the details so perfectly that it makes them look thicker than they actually are, but trust me, they aren't. And then also I did want to mention that if you guys don't like certain lashes, if you don't like the look of them, some of them are going to come out a little fluffier, so it's okay to pull them out and then place another one to your liking. Again, if you don't like the way they're looking, it's okay to fix them and put another one on there. I ended up going later on and removing a couple that weren't fully spiky looking. They look more like a little fan. But again, if you are wetting the lashes the way that I taught you and letting them sit like that, then they will get that effect. I also wanted to mention not to brush out your lashes anytime throughout the set, not even afterwards. Afterwards, I only brushed them up to kind of lift them up off the iPad to see if they were looking the way that I wanted them to, but not anytime throughout the process did I brush them, because I did not want them to get fluffy. The whole point of this is for them to look wet and put together, and if you were to brush them out, you're pretty much brushing out that product that you put on them for them to stick together. So don't brush them, just leave them as they are. So I'm pretty much just placing them like if they were classic lashes. As you can tell, they pretty much just look like classic lashes, just a little bit thicker. But because they are 0.03 lashes, that means that they are a lot lighter than a classic lash is. So I wanted to do it this way just because with 0.03s you could use a little bit more lashes to get a little bit thicker look, but then you could go as light as you want, as thick as you want. But also just keep in mind that the thicker that you go, the bases will look a little bit chunkier in my opinion. When I was grabbing a little bit thicker ones, the bases looked too chunky that it just was throwing the whole set off. So as you can see here, I did not like the look of that one. It looked too fluffy, so I went in and placed one that was pretty much well put together. It looks like a spike. Okay guys, so that pretty much wraps up today's video. I know I tend to make my videos pretty long and very detailed, but this video and this set was so simple to do. It's pretty much just doing like a classic lash. So now I'm pretty much just sealing her off with that VI Super Bonder, and this is going to ensure that the glue dries off 100%. So now that she's done, I'm pretty much just checking the lashes to see if it's giving me that wet lash look and if I need to take any lashes out, replace, but we are good to go. I'm just gonna fan her out, and that's pretty much it. So if you guys did like today's video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you guys can get notified every time I post a new video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.